All right, everybody, welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time talking about ranking
hmm
and getting those Google Business Profile listings up there on top of the search results.
Absolutely.
But what happens when
Yeah.
you're ranking, but the phone's not ringing?
Yeah.
That's a big problem.
It is a big problem.
And it's something that we've been seeing a lot of chatter about lately over on the local search forum.
Absolutely. A lot of people, concerned about it.
And, it makes sense, right? Because you put in all the work to rank.
Yeah.
Your listing is beautiful. It's up there at the top of the page.
Right.
But why aren't you getting those calls?
Yeah. It's like having a storefront on Main Street
Right?
in a great location, but no one's walking in.
You've got the storefront, you've got the visibility,
hmm
but where are the customers?
Yeah. Where's the business?
And that's what we're going to try to get to the bottom of today.
Absolutely.
So what are some of the things that could be contributing to this? I mean, we've got to think about user behavior.
Right. Yeah, definitely. I think that's one of the biggest things. People search differently now
Yeah,
than they used to.
they do.
Yeah.
It's not just that straight, type in a search
Right.
and then click on the first result and make a phone call.
Exactly. They're doing a lot more research.
Right.
They might be visiting multiple websites. They might be looking at reviews.
Yeah, comparing,
Absolutely.
your business to other businesses.
Yeah.
Before they even
Before they decide.
think about making a phone call.
Yeah, and I know I do this all the time. Like, if I'm looking for a plumber,
Yeah,
I'm not just gonna call the first one I see.
right.
I'm gonna look at their website,
Mm,
see if they have pictures of their work,
right.
read some reviews.
Oh, absolutely. And Google's kind of feeding into that too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, with all of the changes that they're making and the new features that they're adding to Google Business Profiles and, those knowledge panels and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, the knowledge panels are giving so much information now
It's crazy.
that people might not even need to visit your website.
Right. They're getting what they need right there
Exactly.
on that search result page.
So you might be ranking number 1, but they're not clicking through because they got what they needed from the knowledge panel.
And so how do we combat that? I mean, how do we make sure that we're still capturing those leads,
Yeah.
even when Google's, kind of giving them a shortcut?
Well, I think one of the biggest things is engagement.
Right.
Make sure your Google business profile is active.
Right.
You're responding to reviews. You're answering questions in the Q&A section.
Yeah.
You're posting photos. You want it to look like a lively business.
Right.
If someone sees that you haven't responded to a review in 6 months, they might think, oh, maybe they're not even in business anymore.
Yeah, they're going to think that you're not paying attention.
Exactly.
And that's a huge red flag for a lot of people.
Absolutely.
So engagement is key. Now, we can't talk about this without mentioning the competition.
Yeah.
Because even if you're doing everything right, even if your Google business profile is optimized and you're engaging with customers, there's always someone else out there
Yeah, there's always competition.
who's vying for that top spot.
Exactly.
And so how do we make sure that we're staying ahead of the game and, we're not losing out to those competitors who are, maybe doing something a little bit better than us?
I think it really comes down to just being aware of what your competitors are doing.
Okay.
So take some time to look at their Google business profiles.
Yeah.
See what kind of content they're posting,
Huh?
what kind of photos they're using, how they're responding to reviews.
Right.
Really just get a sense of what they're doing.
Yeah, and what their strengths are and how you can maybe even improve upon that.
Yeah, exactly.
You can always learn from your competitors.
Right.
Now, one last thing before we wrap up.
Yeah.
I want to talk about the technical side of things. Because sometimes it's not even about your Google business profile itself or your competitors.
Right.
It could be a technical issue
Yeah.
that's preventing those calls from coming through.
Maybe your tracking's not set up properly.
Exactly.
So you don't even know how many calls you're getting.
Right. Or maybe you've got some sort of issue with your website or your phone number is not listed correctly.
Yeah, that happens.
And all of those things can really impact, your ability to get those calls.
It's like having a broken cash register.
Right.
You might be making sales, but you're not tracking them.
Exactly.
So you don't even know.
So it's really important to make sure that you're regularly checking your analytics and making sure that everything is working properly.
Absolutely.
And if you're not sure, don't be afraid to reach out to an expert.
Yeah, there's plenty of people who can help.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I think this has been a really insightful deep dive.
Yeah.
I think we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
But the main takeaway for me is that even if you're ranking well, it's not enough to just sit back and relax.
No, you got to keep working at it.
You got to stay on top of things. You've got to engage with your customers.
Absolutely.
You've got to keep an eye on the competition.
Yeah.
And you've got to make sure that all of your technical ducks are in a row.
Exactly.
So I think a good exercise for all of our listeners out there
Yeah.
is to take some time today to really look at your online presence from a customer's perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Go through the entire customer journey
Yeah.
from searching for your business to actually, making contact with you and
Exactly.
see if there are any areas where you can improve.
Good idea.
And one resource that I always recommend to people who are looking to, really level up their Google business profile game
Yeah.
is the GMB Crush 30-day ranking challenge.
Yes. That's a great resource.
We'll drop a link to that in the description below. But it's a fantastic program. It's packed with actionable tips and strategies that you can use to really improve your ranking and your visibility and ultimately get more calls.
Definitely.
So that's it for today's deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.